Ryan,
We getting from?
you guys ready?
Yeah.
So 10 years ago, you had I think a T2 here, and
Yeah.
now you're right back in the mix. How would you describe the last 10 years for you for your career?
Roller coaster. One word sums it up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been some really great moments, and then there's been some really tough moments in the last few years. But thankfully, in the last year or so, been able to make some progress, and golf is a lot more fun again.
You live in the gates here, right?
I did. I'm
Okay.
10 minutes outside of the gates here now. Yeah. So I'm not that close, but still very near.
Was it hard to have this thing go on without you and sort of know that it was happening?
Yeah, it's always hard. I remember I missed out on it in 2014 as well. 2015, and I decided to skip town. I didn't want to be around. Last few times I missed it, I've stuck around and managed to be in town and do my practice and be a little bummed out, but it is what it is. I'm happy to be back in the field.
What'd you do in 2015? Go skiing or something?
I can't remember what I did. I might have gone back to Arkansas. I went to school and saw my coaches up there and hung out for a week. Yeah.
Was it injury related or just the game is a fickle game?
The last few years, you mean? Yeah, I mean, I've gone through a fair share of injuries, but they turned out to cause some confidence issues and stuff too. When you're hurt and you're trying to swing and not feel pain, you probably altered my swing a little bit, which maybe wasn't the most efficient way to go about it, but that's how it turned out, and I'm glad I'm back on better track again.
Did you ever attend any of them?
No, I did not. No, I had to think about it for a second. I think I came out for one of the concerts they had on like the Tuesday afternoons once, and that was about it.
Do you remember who you saw?
No.
When did it become fun again?
I mean, just it's been a long road. I felt like I was close to the peak of the mountain for a while. As it relates to my abilities, and I went all the way back down to the bottom. It felt like I didn't know how to play golf at all. Was kind of my feeling, and then I steadily climbed my way back up. But I really, it's really only been probably 10 months since I felt like I can do this again. I can compete. I feel comfortable. But that's about it. It took a while.
So what sticks out when you think about 2013?
Just the atmosphere, battling with Tiger, being in the final group with Sergio. I was there till the very end. I had a shot. I'm sure most people were happy to see Tiger win, but I was fighting till the very end to try to force him at least into the playoff, and I'm proud of the way I fought that time, and hopefully I can keep fighting again tomorrow and make it interesting again.
Is there anything in particular about the last 10 months that you felt like made it click, that made you feel like you could play again at a high level?
I mean, there's so many things that goes into this game. There's not one straight answer, but been working with a coach I feel very comfortable with. We're kind of speaking the same language as it relates to the golf swing, and putting was an issue for a while, and now lately here since the fall, I figured out a way to make it work for me. So that obviously helps, but there's so many things that goes into it, so I can't really point to just one thing.
Yeah. You talked about some of the work you've been doing. Particularly with putting, some of the work with Russell Knox. How do you describe, the effect that's had for you?
Well, Russell started using like a split grip putter mid-summer last year, and he felt like he found something for him that really seemed to work. And after he had his honeymoon phase with it, he said, it was still feeling great. So, and then I saw Spencer Levine kind of doing this split grip, and he was pouring it in, and it's like, I at least got to give that a try, is what I thought. And I did. And then I messed around a little bit with the grip and eventually found something that I felt could work for me. So,
And looking back at 2013, what changes? Obviously, things have changed since your first time here. What's it like being back here, 2023 now, with some of the adjustments, having to manage that, including the change to from May to March?
The course has changed slightly. They made some modifications, and obviously now we're playing it earlier in the year with overseeded grass, which we did not used to have. So, some of the, yes, small little things like that definitely changed the overall experience. But I've lived here since 2012. It still feels like home. I feel comfortable. Obviously I miss shots in places I shouldn't miss them, but I know where I'm supposed to be and I know where I want to avoid. So it's kind of like a comfortable feeling when you're out there that you're pretty. You can play very aggressive with your lines because you know where you're supposed to be.
When you're young and you get that level of validation, like you probably got that weekend, and then you're spending years trying to touch it again. Kind of what's that like, and how does it weigh on your mind?
It was very frustrating because when it came to the injury stuff, you want to be out there and compete, and you feel like it's hampering you, and then when you start feeling better again, and you feel like you should be there, and you have no excuses anymore. Like, what's wrong? So, but like I said, I don't know. It's just so many things that goes into it, so you got to be so patient with it. But it was definitely very frustrating for a while.
It's kind of like a tough question, but what's harder? You working on your own game to get back there, or like having to kind of still watch the game go on without you, right? Like the next wave of Jesus young studs just keep coming and keep coming, and you're like, well, where does this leave me?
Yeah. No, but both of those things are tough. Obviously, as a golfer, you can only really focus on yourself and what you're doing. You gotta really stay in the moment, take one step at a time, whether it's tournament or practice or time off. You gotta do the little things to try to get a little better every day. And I was able to take that journey, and I'm still on it, but we're at least getting closer.
And then when you come back, like what's the balance of I want to go out and win versus like I want to have a sustained career, right? And just play consistently.
No, I 100% get your question, but I admittedly for a while there when it was really tough, like definitely didn't feel like I could win golf tournaments. I had maybe other smaller goals for certain weeks, but at this point I feel like I'm back enough on track to where we're here to try to make a run at it, right? We're trying to win. It's nothing else really does it for me. Yeah. All right. Good deal. Thank you.